it just me or are you worried too?
Yeah.
Worry about the world that we're heading to. Suffering too much, we've all had enough.
Let's make a change, let's hit restart.
We celebrate conscience on April 5th. Being kind and honest, spread your love. Gather your friends, our conscience awakens.
Uniting, protecting, we're all in common.
Now we all know about this viral pandemic. People dying and we're losing many paramedics. This new disease,
It's all in the air.
country shutting down.
What? I mean everywhere.
Be selfless,
Wear masks.
for help,
Wash your hands.
for true love.
Stay at home.
Be kind.
Save the world.
We're far apart, but our heart is close. We can get through this with the same goal.
Listen to your conscience, love yourself. Listen to your conscience, love the world. It's our only home, you're not alone. With our conscience we can stand as one. Listen to your conscience, no anger. Listen to your conscience, no worries. Listen to your conscience, no tension. Hold on, don't give up, we'll get through this.
When the world slows down, I gotta calm my heart. I look into myself and evaluate my actions. I admit that I'm lost. Did everything mean nothing? I fear my conscience calling that I can make something with my life, make a change and improve. Doesn't have to be big, it's something I gotta do. I need to change myself, my words and my actions. Conscience pulls me through, yeah. Me and you, as humans, from purity we stray away. Conscience, the inner compass, can lead the way.
Lead the way.
Conscience is knowing what's right from wrong. Conscience is our guide to a peaceful world. Happiness,
Yeah.
the most important thing. Like the bell of peace, make your voices ring. Spread your happiness,
Come on.
bring your friends along. We can get through this with the same goal.
Listen to your conscience, love yourself.
Love yourself.
Listen to your conscience, love the world.
Love the
It's our
world.
only home, you're not alone.
Not
With our
alone.
conscience we can stand as one.
Stand as one.
Listen to your conscience, no anger.
Just smile.
Listen to your conscience, no worries.
Let it go.
Listen to your conscience, no tension.
Just relax.
Don't give up, we'll get through this. La 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 la. La 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 la. Listen to your conscience, love the world. Hold on, don't give up. We will get through this.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us to celebrate World Mental Health Day. World Mental Health Day serves as a powerful reminder that there is no health without mental health. This year's campaign focuses on the urgent need to support the mental health and psychosocial needs of people affected by humanitarian emergencies. On this World Mental Health Day, let us intensify our efforts to create a world where mental health is valued, protected, and accessible for all, especially in the face of adversity. To start, we'd like to share with you a video provided by the World Health Organization titled Investing in Mental Health from a Youth Perspective. Let's take a look at the youth take on mental health.
Adolescents and young people all around the world are going through a critical time in their lives, growing, developing, finding their place in the world, and most importantly, setting the foundation for later life health and well-being.
Talofa, kia ora. I'm Josiah and I want to talk to you about adolescent mental health. Supportive environments in the family, whānau, school and communities help us to maintain good mental well-being. However, this can be a time of vulnerability for the onset of mental health challenges, with half of all cases occurring by age 14. So we asked young people what investing in mental health means to them.
I believe that there is an urgent need to invest in our mental health as youth in order to build our resilience and protect us.
I am 10 weeks pregnant. I'm having anxiety and fear to go to the hospital because of the risk of getting infected. Investing in mental health is like investing for the future.
We have to remember our roots and accept who we are. It is often seen among my peers that they are ashamed of being Kazakhs. It may lead to identity crisis, and we have to deal with it.
To make a real difference, energy, expertise and funds must be invested to ensure that our young people can enjoy good mental health, despite the difficulties that many of them face. So, what investments are being made to improve their lives?
I'm Renata Samuels, the lead facilitator for the HAT initiative in Belize. I have led facilitations for the HAT initiative, conducted focus groups on mental health, roundtable discussions, and I just support young people that want to speak about their struggles mentally. Mental health taught universally opens the door for everyone to comprehend mental health effectively, advocate properly, and live harmoniously.
Maha Tasha is a program technical advisor, Jordan Amman. Ease program improves their mental health. It was very easy for them now to identify their feelings, emotions, as well as solving their own problems. Ease program has impacted us personally because we have to experience all the activities of Ease. It improves our way of communicating with them, being more objective about different feelings and emotions that might be raised in the sessions.
My name is Anthony Mafume. I am 18 years old. I am currently still studying. Chomi is like a very close friend. It really helps me emotionally. Chomi really had a very good impact on my life because it made me who I am today with all the things that I have learned from Chomi. Right now, I can be able to accomplish each and everything that I want.
Now is the time to invest in these initiatives and to empower our adolescents to thrive. From local community project-based implementation to integrated strategies and whole-of-society approaches. This will benefit our young people of today, our future adults and our next generations to give them all hope.
So let's take time to invest in different initiatives to empower adolescents to thrive and build good fundamentals for the future. These are areas of focus that can be expanded so people of all ages can establish grounds for the development of good mental health. President of the Federation of World Peace and Love, Dr. Hong Daozi, has prepared a message in celebration of today's event. Let's welcome Dr. Hong's message on support global mental health with love and conscience.
Distinguished guests, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, greetings. Today, October 10th, we join millions around the world in observing World Mental Health Day, with this year's theme, Access to Services, Mental Health in Humanitarian Emergencies. Let us pray that people everywhere share the energy of love, express care through words of warmth, keep kindness and compassion alive in their hearts, and rekindle hope for life. The World Health Organization, WHO, defines health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Today, humanity is confronted with unprecedented challenges unlike any it has faced before. From raging floods to uncontrollable wildfires across many regions of the world, from devastating epidemics to intensifying political and economic tensions, along with wars and conflicts in various areas, these have all become crises that transcend national borders. These calamities not only destroy landscapes and economies but also cause widespread anxiety and instability. Hatred is spreading throughout society, and people are increasingly unwilling to show tolerance, while incidents of violence occur more frequently than ever. Many individuals are absorbed in electronic games and the endless virtual world, detaching themselves from real life, human relationships, and meaningful goals. As a result, people fall into despair and confusion, losing both hope as well as mental and physical well-being. Since ancient times, the heart has been regarded as the root of self-cultivation, for the treasures deep within us, love and conscience, can safeguard it in times of darkness and difficulty. Love must begin with oneself. We need to nurture and protect our own hearts, shielding them from being disturbed or clouded by external factors, so that we may maintain a pure and lucid heart, gain clarity of thought, and extend appropriate support and assistance to others when needed. Conscience serves as our inner compass, guiding us on life's journey. Even in the most difficult times, we can draw upon love and conscience to provide strength and confront challenges with courage. World Mental Health Day reminds us that only when every person enjoys physical health, mental health, and social well-being can we truly achieve health and happiness. Let us begin with ourselves. Just 5 minutes of self-reflection each day can help clear our minds and allow us to listen to the call of conscience deep within. Guided by conscience, we gain clarity, we recognize what is truly good for ourselves and others. Spreading messages of love and conscience creates a ripple effect, bringing greater positive energy into our families, communities, and society. These messages awaken people's conscience and innate kindness, inspiring more individuals to extend support and assistance for mental well-being. The true sanctuary for safeguarding mental health lies in love, compassion, and solidarity. Let us work hand in hand to create a virtuous cycle and to realize the principle that mental health is a universal human right. Ultimately, these efforts will return to benefit us all, fostering stronger social bonds, a more harmonious society, and a more peaceful world. May conscience ignite hope in everyone. May our collective good deeds bring light to the world. May everyone be blessed with safety and health in body and mind. May the world be blessed with peace and sustainability.
Thank you, Dr. Hong. As Dr. Hong said, since ancient times, the heart has been regarded as the root of self-cultivation for the treasures deep within us, love and conscience, and can safeguard it in times of darkness and difficulty. So what we can do is start with ourselves by taking 5 minutes for self-reflection each day to help clear our minds and allow us to listen to the calling of our conscience from deep within, which will allow us to find strength from within for mental health. And for today's topic, we have invited Mr. Julio Martinez to talk about his thoughts on mental health awareness. All right, and we're here to celebrate World Mental Health Day. Here with us is Julio Martinez. He is an educator with a background in English and sociology. We're so excited to have you here with us, Julio. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm good to be here.
All right, so we're going to dive into his expertise, his experience, and talk about World Mental Health Day and how we can, as a collective, help improve and support those who need it, even ourselves. So first, what do you think is the most important message you would like to share about mental health?
So the thing about mental health that I find is really important is in my 8 years of working with students, I've been able to have like the same students like from their first day as freshmen all the way to the night of their graduation ceremony where I'm saying goodbye to them. And something that I found is that the students, I've had like a lot of students that have made it into really competitive schools. I've had some students go to Harvard, and those students, even though they're the ones that are like the shining light, the ones that the teachers use as an example to get the other students to try to aspire to be like, they get such an insane amount of pressure put on them where they think that they have to keep being like this like perfect student, this perfect child. But usually I've found that those are the students that need the most encouraging, the ones that need the most checking in on. All that to say that when someone looks like they're fine, like they're doing great, they may not be doing great. Sometimes the people that we look up to, the ones that we think are the smartest people in the room, the ones where they just speak and gospel comes out, they're the ones that we need to be checking in on. The most important thing that comes with like the mental health awareness is being aware that just because somebody looks okay, they may not be okay. So definitely make sure to check in on your loved ones, your friends, anybody that you care about. Just make sure that you're checking up on them.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I've noticed too, those who are doing well in school, but emotionally, that's a different situation that we really need to really focus on a lot more. And I think making an open conversation that it is okay to not be okay as well, for everyone to feel comfortable reaching out, right? So can you talk about the connection between like mental health and then physical health? Are there any like relations in that department?
Yeah, so might be like oversharing a little bit, but I actually had a really, really bad like bout of depression that lasted about like 2 years, where it was just going like really, really bad. And it might be like too much information, but there was a point where I was just ready to log out of life, to put it easy. But luckily, because of the people that I surrounded myself with and the purpose that I was able to find for myself, I was able to make a come around. It's really just like we spend so much time trying to find meaning in life instead of creating it, that we put ourselves into this chasm where it's just impossible to get out. Like you look around, it just looks hopeless. It looks impossible to get through, but you can't always just climb a hill by yourself. Sometimes you need people there to hand you some gear, to provide you some direction. Nobody can get through this by themselves. And my tattoo right here, this is from a silent voice. I don't know if you can see it, but the caption right here, it reads, "To help me live." So it's half of a quote from the actual movie where he says, "I want you to help me live." And it's a reminder to me to ask for help, to make sure that I'm getting help from people instead of just thinking that it's just me here by myself. Because the one thing that they don't tell you about things like depression is that it affects you and so much more than just being sad all the time. Sometimes it's not even being sad. Like being depressed isn't about feeling sad. It's about feeling nothing, about feeling apathy. And that's like the worst part of it all. It's like you're miserable, but you can't find a reason to care about yourself, about you getting up in the morning, about like taking a shower, about doing this and that. Another thing they don't really talk about is the fact that you start to like lose like your ability to remember things. Your short-term memory takes such a massive dive. I literally cannot remember things that happened like 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, an hour ago, because of like the repercussions that I'm still dealing with after my depression. Even though it's been like a year or two since I fully got over it, I'm still dealing with the consequences of that. The fact that I stopped going to the gym, the fact that I stopped caring about what I was eating, about sometimes like not even eating at all. These are all the things that often go like just glossed over because we see depression as just being sad, but it's literally so much more than that. When we look at other things like anxiety, especially social anxiety, they prevent you from seeking help. They prevent you from going to the doctor's office to get treated for the things that you really need to get treated. It's just the fear and isolation that end up destroying you. Humans are a social creature, and if we take that away from them, we destroy them.
Yeah. Well, Julio, I have to say, I appreciate you sharing your own personal story, and I think that's very important. It's helpful to learn. Actually, one of the questions that, as we were speaking, that came up for me is, from your perspective, while you were in that state, is there anything that you want for people around you to say or do? Because we want to reach out, but then there are times where perhaps people who are going through that state, they're not ready to respond yet, or it takes them a little bit longer. What should we expect and not give up? Like, how should we approach the situation?
Yeah, so this is something that I tell my students a lot because it's something that I went through and I kind of like understand what it's like to be in that situation. And it's that, giving it your 100%, giving it your all isn't the same for everybody. And it's not even the same for you day to day. So maybe one day giving it your 100% is going out, going to the grocery store, getting a bunch of stuff on your to-do list done. And other times giving it your 100% is literally just getting out of bed on time and brushing your teeth. Like that could be all that you have the energy for that day. And you did it. You gave it your all and you should be proud of yourself for that. But we're so stuck on this mindset that like giving it your all, giving it your 100% is going above and beyond. But that's kind of silly in my mind because we should be mindful of the limits that we have because not every day is going to be like a great day and we have to be okay with that. So for me, it's I don't necessarily need someone there like cheerleading me on. I don't need somebody there like constantly checking up on me because even like right now, I don't really like reach out too much to people and I kind of like leave people on red all the time. And I'm sorry, but that's just kind of like how I am as a person. But going in and helping people do the things that they need to do. Like if you're close with someone, like let's say maybe my brother was going through some depression, I could do some of his laundry, I could do some of his chores, I could do some stuff that that will take a load off of his plate so that he can worry and set on doing other things that are more important to him than just trying to do the busy work. Because this is kind of like a big trope in Japanese media that you'll see is that a lot of shut-ins in anime, like you see their rooms full of like trash, you see their houses just like in decay. And that's just because they don't have the mental energy to get through that. But if one of their friends were to go over, help them clean up, then decluttering that space also is a huge boost for them to be able to be like in the right mind space to do the rest of the things that they need to do. Maybe you could go get them some groceries. Maybe you could do whatever. It's more so about doing than saying. Because for me, like, I don't really need a therapist to talk me through things because I can just go talk to an actual therapist. Like, it's nice having friends to talk to, but sometimes I don't need someone to talk to as much as I need someone to help me physically.
Yeah. Oh, that makes a lot of sense because obviously maybe oftentimes we can't solve those issues, but that makes sense to me now to just be there, have that companionship. Well, thank you for sharing all those. Any last message or shout out for those who want to prioritize their mental well-being in today's fast-paced world? Any tips, suggestions?
I will say that I think that's something that doesn't really get talked about as much as it really should is men's mental health. So in like a world where like there's like a really big imbalance between like men and women in terms of like treatment, like the way that they treat each other, for example, a lot of focus gets put on like women like needing extra help, which in all fairness is fair. But another thing that is getting glossed over is the fact that men are not taking their mental health as seriously as they should. For me, growing up, my father was like an anchor in my family. He's the strongest person that I've ever like known. He's always the one who stood the straightest in any crowd. And I'll never forget this one time that we went to Mexico for some event. I was like maybe 8 or 9 years old, and we were at a restaurant. And he went outside to go take a call. He was gone for me like 10, 15 minutes. So I went to go check on him. He was outside in the parking lot standing on like one of those like yellow beams that are used to like protect like the traffic or whatever. And he was just crying. I think that maybe like one of his siblings had died or something, but I just remember like seeing my hero, my father, crying, something that I never like imagined would be possible. And I think that, as men, we're supposed to be like the strong ones. We're supposed to be the anchors for our families. We're supposed to be the ones that people lean on. We're not supposed to be the ones crying. We're not supposed to be the ones asking for help. And that's created a lot of toxic masculinity in our society because men don't have an outlet. Like they don't have people to cry to because they feel they made themselves believe that they don't have anybody to cry to. But I think that, you know, it should be like a more modern idea that men can cry and men should cry because if they're crying, they have a healthier outlet instead of doing things that lead to domestic violence and abuse, things like that, because they don't know how to properly manage their emotions. And the reason why I bring this up is because I think as of like 2023, I don't remember the stat off my head, but it was something like the suicide rate among men is 4 times greater than the suicide rate among women. And I think that's tragic. You know, I think we're really letting our men down in society because we're not allowing them to allow themselves to believe like their voices matter. I think of like this meme. It's not really like a meme. It's kind of like a sad video, honestly, where this guy's kind of like sitting outside. He's looking at this like spool of wire. Maybe you've seen it, but it's like a very like empty spool of wire. And his wife comes up and she's like, "Why are you wearing that hat?" And then the guy's like, "Well, like, what are you talking about?" And she's like, "Well, why are you like out here like all sad or whatever?" And he's talking about how the spool of wire, he's had it for most of his life. And like it used to be full, or like it was full of wire. And now like he's almost run out. And she completely like goes over whatever he said. And she's like, "Oh, I just thought you were like wearing this hat, so like something was like wrong." And then he's like, "Whatever, just forget about it. Like it's not a big deal." It's moments like that that kind of like reinforce like men's idea that whatever they have to say, whatever they feel doesn't matter. And I think that that sucks because it's coming from both sides. Like men think that they have to be strong and they're not allowed to be weak. And some women like encourage that. They think that men shouldn't cry, men shouldn't get emotional. They're supposed to be the logical ones in the relationship or whatever. But I like to challenge that by being the biggest crybaby that I've ever met. Like I'll cry over anything. Like you put a rom-com on and I'll be sobbing like a baby. And I really do think that it's important that we teach our boys. Like I know like as a teacher, I really want to teach my male students that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay not to be okay. Life is life, you know, like it's not always going to go the way that you want it to, and that's okay. But we have to learn to be vulnerable and we have to learn to lean on each other.
I appreciate that, Julio, and especially your personal stories, and really gives us new insight on what goes on through everyone's minds in different stages. And I appreciate you hopping on to have this conversation with us for World Mental Health Day, and hope you have a wonderful day in celebration of this important topic and cry like a baby.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you once again, Julio, for sharing your experiences and tips for all of us to achieve good mental health and to reach out for others who may need our help too. This topic can be carried into our everyday lives as we continue to take 5 minutes each day for ourselves and share that positive energy with others so we can create a good cycle for the environment that we live in. FOWPAL volunteers are living examples of this positivity. Our recent trip took us to New York to celebrate the International Day of Peace, and we like to share the highlights of this trip with all of you. Let's take a look.
As the United Nations marks its 80th anniversary, the high-level general debate of the 80th Union General Assembly opened in New York. On September 23rd, its first day, a side event at UN headquarters focused on advancing the SDGs and commissioning science-based solutions for clean water and sanitation. The event was co-organized by the Permanent Observer Mission of the Pan-African Intergovernmental Agency for Water and Sanitation, WSA, to the UN, the Federation of World Peace and Love, FOWPAL, and other organizations.
I welcome you all here, and please support us and be a part of us starting today.
Join us in this Better Together initiative to help us do a dialogue, do conversation.
On this historic occasion, Dr. Hong Daotsi, president of FOWPAL and initiator of the International Days of Conscience and Hope, called for support in promoting the International Day of Transparency and Integrity toward its adoption by the United Nations.
Let conscience, transparency, and integrity become the vital forces that bring peace and sustainability to all.
Global leaders shared their insights on access to clean water, sanitation, and sustainability. The event also featured a ceremony of ringing the bell of world peace and love. Dr. Hong and 3 leaders rang the bell, making heartfelt wishes for peace. Additionally, FOWPAL promoted the values of conscience, hope, transparency, and integrity in 4 International Day of Peace events.
Let's unite together for love.
On September 19th, it joined the Peace Day press conference organized by Paul Sladkus, president of the Good News Corporation, at New York City Hall, where city officials, international organizations, and peace advocates gathered.
Live in peace and harmony.
FOWPAL also hosted a bell-ringing ceremony, where Dr. Hong and New York Deputy Mayor Camille J. Varlak rang the bell to spread positive energy. Attendees were invited to observe a minute of silence at noon to send their kind wishes to the world. That evening, the COGEP International, FOWPAL, and over 12 other organizations co-hosted the International Peace Gala in Leonia, New Jersey. The event brought together diplomats, NGO leaders, and peace advocates to advance global peace and sustainability.
Truth and false. Good morning, New York City!
On September 20th, FOWPAL attended a Peace Day event organized by the Good News Corporation in Times Square, featuring a full day of music, dialogue, and cultural sharing. Broadcast live to countless viewers worldwide, it brought together organizations and individuals committed to spreading love and peace. On September 22nd, FOWPAL co-hosted a Peace Day celebration with the Africana Women Working Group at the UN, the WSA to the UN, and the Public Foundation under the theme First Ladies Becoming Actions for Peace. First Lady of the Bahamas and Marie Davis and other leaders shared insights on empowering women, youth, and children while promoting peace and sustainability. The event featured a bell-ringing ceremony, where Dr. Hong and 4 leaders rang the bell and made heartfelt wishes for peace. The presentation of the Compass Clock of Conscience and uplifting performances by FOWPAL inspired continued efforts for a better world. With the conviction that transparency and integrity are essential values for individuals, communities, and nations in building a peaceful and sustainable future, FOWPAL members invited people to endorse the Declaration of Transparency and Integrity. Many leaders echoed Dr. Hong's appeal for transparency and integrity.
Without transparency, there is no going forward, because first it has to start in the leadership.
Without transparency, people don't know. If they don't know, they cannot trust. If they cannot trust, then there is tension. If there is tension, there is no peace. So transparency leads to integrity.
FOWPAL inspired all to follow their conscience, uphold transparency and integrity, and unite to guide the UN and humanity toward a brighter, peaceful, and sustainable future for all.
So let us follow our conscience, uphold transparency and integrity, and unite to guide the UN and humanity toward a brighter, peaceful, and sustainable future for all. Let us continue to promote the culture of conscience with our love and conscience during our next event on October 24th to celebrate the United Nations Day. Be sure to join us then. Thank you. We'll see you next time.